Hi guys, this is Arjita, and for today's card I've used the Bitty Blossoms stamp set by Gina K Designs. So to keep everything simple today, I wanted to create my own mask, and this mask will go right on top of my card, and we will do some masking. So I'm trying to write these four alphabets which will spell the word love, and I'm using my scale and pencil to achieve that. They won't be perfect since they're hand drawn, but at the end they'll look very beautiful. So I'm going to write all the four alphabets, and they're around 2 inches in height and 1 inch in width. So writing O was the toughest because it is a circle, and but you can really just go and try it on your own. You can also use dies, but I wanted to give this method a try. So I'm using my sharp pair of scissors, which are the Copic scissors, and these are my favorite. I'm using it to cut this alphabet, and then I'm using the Gina K Designs Artist Choice paper for my card today. I'm again gonna draw a very faint line so that I can put my alphabets in a straight line. Here you can see all the four letters are ready, and they look nice. So here is the Bitty Blossoms stamp set, and these flowers are so pretty and adorable. So I'm using my Misty tool, and I'm going to stamp this flower bunch multiple times so that it looks like a pattern paper, and these letters LOVE will be masked out. I'm going to use the Gina K Designs Amalgam ink for this, as I'll be doing some simple Copic coloring today. So I'll keep turning and changing the direction of the stamp so that a few of the portions go off the paper and it looks really beautiful. This is the first tip I learned from Gina, and she really suggests that you should keep changing the direction of your flower so as to have a very beautiful pattern, and they look different in all directions. So now to finish these edges, I'm going to use I'm just going to shift my cardstock and stamp partially. So I'm going to place my big bunch here and there so as to have a fuller background. So here, before removing the mask, you need to trace out the outlines so that that pretty effect which we are looking for is created, and the lines are clear and distinct. So this is already looking so nice, and I love it. I really hope I'll be able to color it nicely so as to have a good result at the end. I'm using my eraser to remove the extra lines, and now we will color this beautiful pattern paper, and I'm using few Copic markers. I'll list the ones which I've used in the description box, and I'll just do some very simple Copic coloring. So here I have kept a few of the footage in normal speed. You can see how I color these flowers, and it is very simple. I start with my lightest color, and then I go to the medium, and then add few strokes of the darkest. I do this till the time I'm happy and I find a nice blend being created. I like having good highlights and depths in my card, and this is what I'm trying to achieve here. So I will stop speaking here. You can see how I color these few flowers, and I'll also use a green Copic marker to fill in all the green areas and the lines and basically the stems, which are very thin, but still I'll go over them with a green marker. So you just enjoy the coloring process, and once this is done, I'll come back and we'll finish the card together. So here I just twisted my initial plan and I decided to add a very dark blue marker on all those areas where we do not have the flowers and leaves, so that the word love can pop out even more. So this was a very lengthy process because the stems of these flowers are really thin and I had to be very careful not to go over the green areas, as the effect I was looking for will totally be gone if I will just miss and if I go over the green lines. So I was very careful and this process took me a little time, but then I was so happy at the end. So I'm using a Copic marker to fill in all these white spaces, and the love will just pop up beautifully. So as orange and blue are complementary colors to each other, this combination is very safe and it will look very beautiful. So it looks like a very vintage and bright, cheerful pattern paper, and I'm really happy with it. So you could have stopped right there without adding this blue as well, and it would have looked beautiful. You can do this if you wish, if you have time, and I really loved the output. So I'm using my razor again and I'm removing all the excess pencil marks, and I'll use a yellow to fill in the centers of all these beautiful blossoms. This is stunning and I'm so happy with the output. So you can do this kind of a trick and achieve this kind of a look. So now I want to add some white splatters which are very much in trend, and it'll make it look even more vintage. So I'm using some white spray paint, and I'll thin it down and use my tiny brush to add these tiny dots all across the panel. So this makes it look more artistic and vintage, and I'll use my heat tool to dry it quickly. I'm going to add it on my card base using some double-sided foam tape, and to bling it even more I decided to add some clear sequins so that it looks more attractive and nice. So I'm using my Gina K Designs Connect glue to add these sparkles, and that is almost done. So to finish the card I used another sentiment, and this is also from Gina K Designs. I colored a little portion using the same Copic marker I used, and then stamped it partially using the VersaFine Black Onyx ink. So you can totally use your imagination to create a simple card like this. It is it is a lot of fun. You can write hugs, you can write love, you can write anybody's name here and make it totally customized and personal. So I'm using my trimmer to cut this word sending, and I finished it by cutting a fishtail end on both the sides. I used a little piece of double-sided tape to adhere it on top of love, and the sentiment now says sending love. So I hope you enjoyed this card, and if you did, please leave some comments, and also subscribe to my channel. Your comments really make my day and I love reading them. So here are some close-up shots of this beautiful card, and if you make something similar like this, please let us know and tag us at Gina K Designs on Instagram and everywhere possible. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye bye. Take care.